Hello Reborners, my name is Karen and this is Making Reborn Dolls with Karen. We're back to put some babies together today. Since I finished up Charlie, I'm back to my regular routine now, and I'm going to put some eyelashes and some magnets in these dolls and get them put together if I can. Michael can't go together today because, well, I didn't put the glue on him. I was so excited about Charlie, I just stopped working on him and didn't even finish. I got a few items on the table that I ordered from Bountiful Baby and Dolls by Sandy. From Bountiful Baby, I got these brushes. These are some of their real nice brushes. Both of these are considered half-inch mop brushes. I don't know why. These are bigger than these. These are called Lunar, and these are just called mop brushes. I don't know why, but they both say they're half-inch, but they don't appear to be. And I also got two complete sets. This is their set of 5 brushes, and what you get in here is some nice brushes, actually. They have, most of them are detail brushes, I would think. These are all for fine details. That's why the mop brush is so little, I think. It's a lot littler than the black one. The black one might be for dipping in paint and just painting your doll. This one might be for like, it's a little bit stiffer, and it's for like getting down into little crevices and smudging the paint a little bit, I think. This is called a shader. I don't know what you shade with it, but you can shade with it. It's very stiff. This one is very stiff. And this is the round brush, what they call the round brush. It doesn't look very round. It just looks skinny to me. I don't know, it's very stiff too. I think once they get in paint thinner, they lose some of that stiffness. And these are their liner, what they call the liner brush, the short liner and the regular liner. They're the ones you can do your lips and nails and stuff with. I got 2 sets of them. They're very, very nice. I'm planning on making up a real super nice box whenever I do my giveaway. And I'm going to probably put some brushes in there. I don't know exactly what brushes yet, but I've given away all the brushes. I think I've given away all the brushes I don't use. I tried to pass them on to another artist so that they wouldn't go to waste. I don't like to waste things, but I got 2 nice sets of these brushes, and then I got 2 each of these other, the bigger brushes that go with the set. These aren't in the set, but these are. But they're nice brushes too. I also got some of these little containers. I know I said don't buy things you can get free, but these were on a great sale. And they're already clean. You don't have to clean them. They're the half-ounce size. This is 1/2 of an ounce. It's the same size as this one. You can mix you up some lip and nail color in there, or some nail tip, or whatever you need, just a little bit of. You don't want to get a whole big jar like this, so you just put a little in there. And they're nice for that. And I also ordered some 1-ounce ones. They haven't got here yet. And this is 2 things of Flesh 05 that I ordered. And these things came from Dolls by Sandy over here. These are those popsicle sticks I was telling you about. There's 50 of them in here, and they're 50 cents. That's a penny a stick. You can't beat that. And they're great for mixing paint. Here's some skinnier ones I bought at Walmart. And these look like a popsicle stick, but these are much more expensive than these were. And so it doesn't matter, as long as you're getting them cheap, where you get them from or what size they are. It doesn't matter. You can mix paint with both of them. But these are a great buy. I might include them in a box too. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to put in the box. And these are those sponges I was talking about, the more dense ones. You can't really paint with them, but you can sure pounce your paint around. You know, after you've put it on with one, you see me doing it all the time, putting it on with one, and then dabbing it off with another one. This can be your dabbing one. I bought 4 packs of them because they go fast, and I use the heck out of these things. They're a lot cheaper than the ones you get from anywhere else, really. They're $2. These are $2 a pack. So that's pretty cheap. These Whispers are probably $5 a pack. But it's just whatever you like. The Whispers are kind of soft and wispy, and they're great for putting paint on. Not so good for taking it back off. I also got 3 packs of blonde hair. This is the blonde hair I usually use. I know you saw, if you watched my video on on Charlie. You saw he had very, very light hair. I didn't get it. This is Sophia's Heritage hair. One thing I did notice about the hair, I don't think I have any more of that light blonde hair that I can compare with this. I used it all up on Charlie. But I can tell you how it looked. This hair is long. Look how long it is. You can, and it's a fat bundle, fat bundle. It goes by weight though. This is a 1/2 ounce of hair. Now, the one I ordered for Charlie was a 1/4 ounce, and it was about this short. It was about that tall from there up. It didn't have this part down here even on it. And it was a skinnier bundle. And it was way more expensive than this hair. This is great hair. It's the hair I use all the time to root my babies. I think it looks good. No, it's not the most quality mohair you can buy, but hey, I don't claim to make high-end dolls at all. And I've seen on eBay numerous times people posting some extremely awful looking dolls, and they're way overpriced, way higher than my dolls even, and it's just ridiculous that somebody would even post a doll for that price. It'll have tangled up matted hair and won't even have clothes on, or it'll just have a diaper on or something like that, and they want to get $350 for it. It's just, and the paint is either really super dark or super light. I don't know, but anyway, I think my dolls are nice. And this is the armature, part of Charlie's armature. This is the parts I took off because they were just too long. These parts, all of these parts right here, came from his arms. I could not work it into his arm. You know, you have to go not only into the arm, but around this corner too. And it just wouldn't. It kept poking real hard against the vinyl like that. You could see a big bulge in the vinyl. Like, I don't know, I can't even make it show. But you could see this real big bulge, and I was afraid it would stress the vinyl too much. So I snapped it off, but it didn't snap right where I wanted, so I had to keep snapping until I got all the pieces snapped off. And I used his entire leg length and his entire head length, but I snapped off some of his arm. So his arms don't pose as much as his legs and his head does. But that's okay. They're full arms. They go up and down just like normal. You know, they just don't, they won't bend in or out, you know, which is fine, I think. But I don't have the tool that it takes to put this back together. You can put this back together if you have a tool and use it on another doll, which I don't have that tool, but possibly I stuffed the ends of it so that glass couldn't get up in there. Because see, it's just hollow all the way through. If there wasn't any polyfill in it, you could see all the way through it like it was a telescope or something. You can just see all the way through it. And you stick this down into the glass, and then the doll gets moved around. It's going to start going up through this hole and fill up the whole armature with glass. So I stuffed the ends of it, and then I ended up breaking them off. So I don't know. But anyway, it's okay. What I was going to say is possibly somebody else could use this armature. You know, you can actually put it in a doll and just give them a stiffer back and make their head move a little bit. But I don't have the tool that it takes to put it back together. So I don't know. Maybe I could send it to somebody and they could use it. I don't know. The lady whose video I watched, her using an armature, she had a tool, and you just put the two pieces together, and the tool had like clamps on it. One clamped up here and one clamped down here, and you just close the tool and it would force it down. And because you can't do it with your hand, I've already tried. You just cannot force that down with your hand. Now, if you was a man and had a real strong hand, you might could. I don't know. Ooh, see how much glass was still in there, even though it had polyfill in it? Oh my goodness, that's a lot. I'm gonna have to change my table now, because that glass will drive me nuts when I'm trying to work on dolls. I should have opened that up over the garbage. I didn't know it was going to be like that, but it is. That much got in there with the stuffing in it, just from me trying to get it into into the doll, into their arms. I guess that's what it was. But anyway, this one don't have any. I guess I forced it down. But anyway, we're going to get some eyelashes on these dolls and give them pacifier magnets. I usually try to put the pacifier magnet in before I do the hair, and it's easier. But I didn't do that, so I'm going to get out some lashes up here. Well, I don't know what, that's just a piece of plastic right there. 1, 2, 3. I have, who is this doll? It is Sage. She already has eyelashes and a magnet. So I did her right, I guess. Let me see, I have 3 boys here. Let me get some boyish looking pacifiers out. Let's see. Blue, green, and let me use one of these. I don't like these pacifiers as well. They're not as, I don't know, they're not as pretty to me. This is a ready-made pacifier. You don't have to put a magnet in it, and the magnet's not very strong. And I opened it up, and I was going to put one of these Bountiful Baby magnets in it, but trying to pull through this plastic, it doesn't seem very strong either. But anyway, I'm gonna first unstuff their heads and give them a pacifier, because that's the hardest part here. I'm just gonna take out enough stuff until I don't want to compromise their hair. I forgot to give them pacifier magnets before I rooted them, but I can take out enough to give him a pacifier. Enough of this stuffing, that is. He's got a fissure in his head. I can see it. I just saw it. It starts at his rim and it's going up the back. I'm going to have to take a look at that and see if I need to glue it. If it's superficial, I won't glue it, but if it's very deep at all, I'm going to glue it. I didn't put glue that high up in his head. It's up here by his rim. You know, you just put the glue down here where the hair is. But if it starts splitting any more than that, it could be detrimental to his future as a doll, if you know what I mean. Sometimes dolls just get fissures in their head. I don't know why. They just do. I could get the magnet in right now. I don't even have to take any more out, but I'm worried about that fissure. Oh, it doesn't go very high up. I can glue that probably. Let me put the magnet in first. I'm going to do that because it's just a lot easier to do it that way. Because if you go to gluing on that fissure, you don't need to be then bending the head any to put. When you just got 2 or 3 magnets like this, they're super hard to get apart. And don't put them anywhere close to each other on the table. They'll just suck back up to, see, it's trying to move. You can't see it because the polyfill's there, but it's turning around in circles as far away as I am from it right now. These magnets are super strong. You know, magnets can actually be dangerous. If you have little children, you need to watch them with magnets, because if they swallow one, if they swallow 2, it's really bad. But it's bad if they swallow 1, but 2 is even worse, because they'll attract to each other right through their intestines and stuff and bind up part of their intestines, which is not good. We don't want that on our children. And they have to have emergency surgery for that. Okay, we're going to hold this on his mouth till it looks good. And then we're going to tip him over and put his magnet in. Yep, goes right in. I just need it to move over a tiny tad. Whoops, not like that. That's better. All you gotta do is reach in there and pull it back down, and then reposition the pacifier, and then let it go again. And as long as there's not too much glue off of it, it'll work. That's good. Okay, now I'm going to glue that fissure closed, and then I'm going to immediately put polyfill up against it to hold it closed. When you want your doll to stay together like that, it's not a very big fissure, but it's big enough. You don't want anything to, you know, cause it to compromise. Just dropped his lashes on the floor. You have to be very careful what you do with it. You can fix fissures very easily if they're not too big. I've fixed some pretty big ones though. You have to kind of hold it together while the glue's drying, but the pressure from this polyfill will do that for us in this case. And the polyfill will bind with the glue as well to help it make it stronger. I certainly didn't even know he had one in his head, but we do now. Okay. I don't usually put any weight in the head because it's awful heavy after you put the glue in there. You know, that glue it weighs something itself. Their head's pretty heavy anyway, and then you put a magnet in there and you put all that glue in there and you put all that polyfill in there, and I think their head's heavy enough. You may not, but you're free to do whatever you want with your doll. We all are, so lay out some toothpicks. I don't like it when glue gets all over the toothpick and you can't get the eyelashes on because they're sticking to the toothpick instead of the doll. I always pull the eyelashes off first because I don't want to fumble around after I get the glue on there. On their, you know, their eyes. So I just, well, there went one toothpick on the floor. I'll just get another one. I'll bend over and get that later. You don't want to be wasting any of the glue drying time on trying to get your eyelashes ready. You need to have them ready from the start. Just get a dot on there. You just need the tiniest little dot. You can always put more on there if you need it. But what you don't want is too much. Too much won't allow it to dry in time, and the eyelashes will buck up or something. They need to dry within a few seconds, and that's what they're going to do. We're just going to spread this across the eyelid the best that we can. And if it's not staying down good, sometimes you can put just a little dot of glue on top of a piece of the eyelash that's bucking up, and it'll go on and lay down. Now you want to put them where they curl up. Even though they're supposed to be asleep, you don't want them flat against their cheek. Oh, looks like he's got mascara on his eyelashes and it's clumpy. I don't know what that was. A balled up piece of lash, I guess. I don't know. And this little thread that the eyelashes are made to, it will roll. If you have them down too low, if you go on and just turn them up like that, the little lash thing, the little thread will roll a little bit and turn it up. And then you have normal looking eyelashes. They tend to be a little down anyway, so rolling them up a little is a good idea. Now this one. Ugh, his head's not going to stay. Can't get a dot on there. Sometimes the dot's so little it doesn't actually make a dot. Try to get it right in that little crease. You don't want to get it all over his eyelid or his face. A little's going to get on there, a tiny minuscule amount, but it's not bad unless a whole lot gets on there. You won't see it, the eyelash obscures it. Unless you get a lot on there, like I said. Just turn the head whatever way you want to be able to get the eyelash on. It's always much easier to put the eyelash on before you put the head on the doll. If you're trying to put it on a doll that's already put together, you're going to have a little bit of trouble. Well, this one don't want to lay down. That happens sometimes. Got to get it way over in that corner because they're too long if you don't. On little preemie babies, you sometimes have to cut them in half or take a fourth of it off or something. Now he's got his lashes. So we're just going to let him sit up and dry a minute. And we'll put lashes on James next. That was Michael. Here's James. James looks like a preemie up next to some other dolls, but you know, I think he's every bit as long. For some reason, some of the dolls are just real skinny. Their faces are very thin, like they're preemies or something, but they're long still. Aspen and Leaf are about 17 inches long, but they look like little tiny preemies. And if you put them on the little tiny 15 to they call for a 19-inch body, believe it or not, those tiny little preemies. But if you put them on that little 15 to 17-inch body, they look like a preemie then. But that's not the body they're supposed to be on. I had rooted James's eyelashes and I pulled them out. There's tiny little remnants of eyelash there, but it's okay. His stick-on eyelashes will cover that up. Just teeny little remnants here and there. I couldn't stand the way they looked. They looked horrible to me. Anybody that likes rooted lashes better must be a whiz at rooting eyelashes. I can't do it. It looks horrible when I do it. It looks like eyelashes are coming out of their actual eyelid instead of the edge of their eyelid like they're supposed to look. And it looks like they're coming out of their face at the bottom. It's just awful looking. And some people do it all the time. They root eyelashes all the time. And I'm going, how in the heck do you do that all the time? I can't even make it look normal one time. Wow, okay. Alrighty there, James. You got an eyelash. Now we're going to do his other one. And then we'll do Ethan last. Ethan's going to be a big boy. We're going to put him on a bigger body than he calls for because, well, he's big. His arms and legs are big, and his head's kind of big too. I compared him in a video. If you were watching his series, I compared him to Landon. And he's every bit as big as Landon. I mean, his arms are as long and fat, and his legs, and his head is tiny bit smaller. Super tiny bit. This is way too much glue. Way too much glue, James. Oh, crap. I am just fumbling this doll so bad. He's going to be a little bit wonky. He's got glue on his face now. There's no way to get that super glue off. Before you can even get something to dab it off, it's already done started drying. And once it dries, it's shiny. And no matter what you do, it's going to be shiny anyway. So you fumble it, you fumble it. I don't find James to be all that attractive of a kid anyway. He's okay, I guess, but he has a little bit of a funny look on his face. I made a custom James one time. A lady wanted to know which doll looked the most like her kid. And I said, send me a picture of that baby sleeping, relaxed look on their face. And so she did, and I picked James, and I sent her a picture of James, and she agreed that was the one. So I made it for her. He was real cute. I made him just the way she wanted. You know, the color hair she wanted and stuff like that. He was the sleeping version, so she didn't have to pick eyes or anything. There's James. Oh, I didn't give him his magnet. See, I wanted to do that first. Oh, crap. It's okay. It'll work out still. This is what I get for talking too much, I guess. I tend to forget what I'm doing. We only need to really take out some of this in the front of his face. As long as the pacifier magnet can fly into his mouth to the right spot, we're good. Because, like I said, we don't want to compromise the hair by pulling out too much stuffing. There's no glue in the front of his face, so you can pull that out. But the glue in the back of his face keeps the polyfill from coming out without you ripping it out. And we don't want to do that. So I'm just going to take out what I can and leave the rest. That's enough right there. I'm pretty sure I can get his magnet in like that. I got to put some more glue on this eye that already had too much glue on it, if you can believe that. His eyelash doesn't want to stay down. I'll do it in a minute. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use this one. I always do that to see which side needs the glue. Okay, where's my glue now? Oh, here it is. I got stuff stuck all over my fingers because glue is all over my fingers. You can't hardly use super glue without getting some on your fingers. Oh, crap. Now this polyfill has puffed up in there. I had it pushed down. I have to pull a little more out. It's puffy. Still too puffy. Can't get the magnet in there. It should work. Let's get this straight again. Okay. Oh, come on. Here we go. That's good. Okay, we'll sit him up and let him dry. A lady in one of my doll groups was going, oh, I want to learn how to make dolls so bad. I made a doll and what was her problem? She couldn't root the hair, she said. And then she also said I put a magnet in his mouth and it didn't stay. It didn't stay where I put it. It's because she didn't leave the pacifier on the outside till it dried. They will slip, especially if you're using a glue that needs to cure. And they might even slip with the magnet on. The whole magnet and pacifier will just run down because the glue runs down. You know, E6000 is what most people use. And it's very, very, very gooey and runny. And it tries to self-level all on its own without you even helping it along any. It will level out, and that means it's going to run to the lowest spot, which is probably the chin. There's a little dip in the chin that will hold it a little bit. I can't hardly get this stuffing out. It's in such big pieces. It'll hold that magnet right in the chin area. And then that's where you'll have a magnet. I actually got a doll from a lady, and the magnet was in the chin, which it didn't bother me because I don't use pacifiers really on my dolls, but I mean, it would have otherwise, you know. But that's what happens when you don't. If you use E6000, you have to leave them in this position right here for like overnight at least until the glue dries thoroughly, or it could slip. My niece goes, oh, I waited 10 minutes. It seemed dry. Okay, and then she had a magnet slip. I go, okay, that's why you don't do it. I'll use these hemostats to get this polyfill out. It's so hard to reach. Ethan's got a kind of big head. And his polyfill is too big a pieces, and it's stuck to that glue on one side, and the other side just has polyfill. And it's coming out in pieces, as you can see, because this part in the front is also connected to the back because it's a huge piece. So it's got to tear somewhere. Let me just get enough out to put this magnet in. That's all I really want to do. James will be real easy to put together. I already have his arms and legs on his body. But Michael has to get glue, and Ethan has to be completely put together, and so does Sage. I think they have their glue on their rims, though. I know he has it on his head. I can see that, but I don't know if if he's got it on his arms and legs. I'm pretty sure he does, but I'm not positive. Well, this is a nitpicky little job here, trying to get this polyfill out of his head. I can feel a big hole there, but can I get a magnet in there? I just don't know. It's a little iffy right now. Where's that? We're going to try. Let's put it that way. Just slide it in there and let go of it. That's what I'm going to try to do anyway. I'm running out of glue. Okay, Ethan. They just smell so good, that Downy. That's what I use for its fabric softener. Don't use hair conditioner on your doll. You will be super sorry. I did it on the very first doll I rooted. I didn't know you were supposed to use Downy or something like that. And I used hair conditioner. I had a grease bally mess. I had to go back into the kitchen and wash the doll's hair with some shampoo 2 or 3 times. You know how it is when you have greasy stuff in your hair. You can't get it out. And, okay. They're all, while we're waiting for them to dry, I'm going to see if, James can go together. This is James's body. Oops. I put him together way back when I first made him. I put the glue on him and I started another doll, and then I did that Monday let's put dolls together thing, and he wasn't quite ready, so I had to root him still. So I went on and put his arms and legs on so I'd be that much ahead, and he's stuffed and everything. So we're going to put him on his body. I'm going to try to put the rest of his polyfill back in his head first. Hopefully his magnet's dry enough already. It only takes a few seconds, really. Now, if you was to hit it real hard with something, it'd probably pop off. But by tomorrow, you wouldn't be able to even get it off at all, probably. Because, well, super glue is really super. It's super, super. And it's hard to get off. I actually tried to open up a few dolls and take the pacifiers out. They would not come out. Oh, some of this goes in Ethan. I'm putting all this in the same doll here. That's probably Ethan's. Okay. There we go, James. He's looking pretty good. Somebody wanted me to show James because they said their dad was named James or something. And they wanted to see my version of James. He's pretty cute. I mean, he's not the best sculpt I've ever seen or anything like that, but he's not ugly or anything. Now, where did I put them nail clippers? Here they are. Now, they're considered born as soon as you cut that zip tie. So he's born today, even though he was made weeks ago. He didn't get put together till today, so he's born right now. It's like noon, I think. So here's James. Whoever wanted to see him, he doesn't have any cute clothes on, but he's still kind of cute. And he looks pretty good, I think. I made him off camera. That's why she didn't get to see him, and she wanted to see him. So that's what he looks like. Anyway, he's finished. He just needs to be dressed. So I'm going to set him over here, and we're going to work on Ethan, probably. Let me find his arms and legs. This is... That's him. And this is him. I can tell they're big. And where's his arms? This will be one of them. A huge, huge arm. Where's that other big arm? There it is. These are going to be Ethan. I hope I have enough glass to do him. Let me see if I have a body, too. He has to have one of them big 23-inch bodies. I ordered... Not that drawer. I ordered another one, but I think I have one in here. I'm pretty sure I do. Let's see. This is the regular 3650. I'm looking for a bigger body. This might be it. Let's see. No, that's $49. $49.91 is that little 17-inch body. It's 15 to 17 inches. 3650 is a 19-inch body. I have a ton of them. But I thought I had one of those good 23-inch bodies too. This might be it. This is a big body. Yeah, this is it. It's out of the bag, but that's okay. This is it. You can tell it's much bigger than a 19-inch body. You can right away tell that's it. Okay, I'm going to put some glass in his arms and legs. If I run out, I'm down to scraping the bottom of the barrel here. But I might have enough. If I don't, I'll open up one of them sacks that I made. I need to order some more glass. I'm just out. I'm out of almost everything. I did order me polyfill, but I had to order a smallish thing of it. I like to get the great big one because it lasts longer, but I just didn't have the money to get that big one this time. So I need some polyfill, so I got some polyfill. You want to make sure that the glass is going all the way down to the bottom into their feet. Sometimes it'll get stuck somewhere and it won't go around the bend, and you have to kind of squish on their arms and legs to get it to go on down. One thing you don't want to do is get a hair or a piece of polyfill in your mouth. It's super disgusting, especially when you got more polyfill stuck to your fingers and suddenly there's some on your lips or your tongue or something and you have to pick it off and you can't because you'll get more in your mouth. It's terrible. Talking a lot. You know, polyfill flies around a lot, and if you're sitting here talking all the time, it could fly right in your mouth, and it sometimes does. So I'm going to pack this polyfill in there pretty tight. Now you don't want to just get it super tight where there's no squish at all to the baby, because you want to feel a little bit of a squish. That's what makes them soft and cuddly, because otherwise this part's real hard like a bone is in it, and this part's soft. When you're holding the baby, this is the part that's closest to your body, and that's why it's supposed to be a little softer, I guess. Now people who use plugs, you have to stop a good ways away from the hole because that plug won't go in. It'll pop right out. You might get it in and you might get the leg on, but then later it pops out. I've actually opened up dolls that other people made, and the plugs are sticking out about that far because they popped off. There's one leg. Oops, I better put some glass in there before I start stuffing it. I'm almost down to the absolute bottom of the bucket. I had gotten some glass from a friend of mine. She sent me enough to do a whole doll. And it was bigger glass. It's mixed in with this other glass. I just poured it in my bucket and mixed it in. I should have used it separate, but I didn't. And I can still see some of it is in there. It's much bigger. It's great. It would be great for putting in the bags. Now, what's in here doesn't matter if it's little because you're stuffing this polyfill in there, and that's going to keep it from coming out. But it sometimes passes through the bag a little bit. Once you get it inside the body, there's enough pressure from the polyfill up against the bag. I don't think very much at all comes out after that, because I've opened up many dolls, and as you're pulling out the bag, you can tell some's coming out, but there's none loose in the body or anything, so you're going, well, it didn't leak after all, yeah. It takes a lot more glass than well, let me just drop it. It takes a lot more glass than you think it takes to fill up a big old doll like Ethan. You couldn't believe how much went in Charlie. He weighs 12 point something pounds. He's a big old boy. Very heavy. And I had to weigh myself and then get off the scale and pick up Charlie and get back on the scale. And then I subtracted it. And he was 12 point something. I don't remember. But he's heavy. He feels, dolls just feel deceptively heavy as it is. A 4.5 pound doll feels like it weighs about 8 pounds to me. I tried to guess at the weight of some of my dolls before I got a scale. And then after I got a scale, I weighed them. And they didn't weigh anything close to what I guessed. I'd pick them up and hold them. I go, oh, that feels like 5 pounds to me. 2 pounds. It's like you're expecting, it's a doll, you're expecting it to be teddy bear weight or something. You're expecting it to be very much lighter than it is, and then you pick it up and you go, oh, that's heavy, you know. I'll probably have enough to do another doll too in this bucket before I run completely out. I'll just open up a couple of the, I got a whole bunch of bags in that other bin. I have a bucket I got from Walmart, a 5-gallon bucket. And I got one of those plant stands it's got wheels on it, so you can roll your, well, that didn't move down at all. So you can roll your big old plant around if you want to vacuum under it and stuff. It's just wheels, flat top and wheels. And I put my bucket on top of that so I can move it around if I need to. If it's in my way or something, I can just roll it to another spot. And it's so heavy to move if you don't have it on wheels. I mean, heavy, heavy. So that's why it's on wheels. Okay. It takes a bunch of glass, a lot more than you think, to fill up a doll. I go past the elbows. The accepted rule is up to the elbows and the knees. But I go past that. I want to be a little heavier. So I did this with an average size doll. I put the glass in. I stuffed them. I did the hair. I did everything to them. Put the glue in the head. Put the polyfill in the head. Put all that on a scale, a baby scale. And then I put the body stuffed. I just put stuffing in the body. And then I took one of those paper bowls, you know, like a paper plate, only it's a bowl. And I laid that on the scale too. It doesn't weigh anything to speak of. And I started dipping the glass and pouring it in the bowl until it got up to 4.5 pounds. Now, it's a given. If the doll's bigger, more glass is going to go in their arms and legs. And their vinyl's going to weigh a little more. Plus, their body's bigger, so that's going to weigh a little more too. But it's a pretty good estimate. I put in my listing that my dolls weigh between 4.5 to 5 pounds. I think that's a good estimate, and it's pretty accurate. But I also put in a disclaimer in there that it's approximate, because a lady, now this doll was 16 inches. Bountiful Baby advertised it as being 16 inches. And if you measured it, I actually measured, I had 2 of the same doll. One had brown hair, one had blonde hair. She bought the blonde-headed one. And when she got it, she said, this baby ain't no kind of 16 inches, it's only 14 inches. Well, she measured straight down like that instead of measuring through the curve like you're supposed to. And I said, you got to measure the legs through the curve. No. I laid it down on the table, and I put a measuring tape beside it, and it's only 14 inches. That's because you measured it wrong. Bountiful Baby, even where I bought the kit from, even advertises that it's 16 inches. She said, I don't care what they advertise. I got the doll in front of me, and it ain't no 16 inches. Anyway, she complained to eBay, and they gave her money back. They always side with the buyer, I think. I've never had a case. I haven't been at fault one single time, but I've never had a case where they sided with me. Never. I don't know why. They think everybody should offer free returns. You should give them a label and let them return it. It's better than the alternative. Gives you bad rep if you don't let them return it. I go, well, you know what? I'm here to sell dolls, not to let everybody have a trial period. I mean, how long do you have to give them to return it? If you say, oh, you can return it if you don't like it, how long? How long do you have to give them? A week, 2 weeks, a month? How long? I don't know. What if they damage it? What if they smoke in their house and it stinks now? I just didn't want to fool with all that. You know, you make a sale, you want your money. You don't want to take the doll back. And that's why I put in my list. And please make sure you want this doll before you order it. If you know, some people go, well, you know, he's not as cute as I thought he was going to be. Well, you should have looked at the pictures better, is what I say. There's pictures. That's what he looks like the pictures. Oh, turn his legs so he can sit, so I can fill him up a little better. This is Ethan. Yeah, Ethan. He's the big boy. I'm going to advertise him as being 23 inches. I'll measure him. I think that's what he's going to be, though, is 23 inches. That's too much to put in at one time. He is probably going to be every bit as big as, I think, as Landon. I still have Landon over here in my little crate where I brought him out to show y'all that they're about the same size. He's my Landon, so he's not a for sale doll. He's my own personal doll. I like him, and I kept him. Sometimes I go, one day I'm going to make a such and such doll for myself. And then I decided one time, well, heck, I like that one. Why don't I just keep that one? Make another one for somebody else. You know, I make them to sell mostly, and there's a few sculpts I really like. Now, here's this bag of glass, and I'm going to put it down in here. And anyway, I have a beautiful one. Well, a couple of times I was sorry that I sold the doll I had. I go, you know, I had a beautiful one. I should have just kept it. And I didn't. And I'm not liking this one as much as the one I sold. And, you know, like that. Now I'm starting to take a new outlook on some of that. It's like, okay, I like this doll. And I want to keep it, and if it didn't sell, I would keep it. Why don't I just keep it? Instead of trying to make myself another one later. I like the way this one's made. And so that's the way I'm looking at it now. It's so much easier to stuff your doll if you put the legs on first and don't put the arms on right away. Get a lot of it stuffed first. Them arms just get in the way. The rims are kind of sticking out a little bit inside. Even though there's a covering there, it still pooches out a little inside, and it keeps you from being able to put your hand down in there and move that polyfill around that bag of glass the way you want to. I like to tuck it around on all sides so that you don't really feel that big lump, that big hard lump in the doll. I mean, it's still there and you know it's there and everything, but you don't want to start to pick up the baby and feel a big hard lump, which is the glass. There, that's pretty good. See, he's soft and cushy all over. That's what we want. Plus, if there's enough counterweight, his arms and legs will move real good. If there's not, they still won't move even though you put the glue on them. They don't move if there's no counterweight. It's too squishy. That's why I don't make floppy dolls. They won't pose or anything. It's just terrible. I hate floppy dolls anyway. But I'm not making them for me. I'm making them for other people, so there you go, whatever. I also decided not to put dolls on sale that I would rather keep anyway. They're not going to go on sale because I want them. If they don't sell for my price, I'm just going to keep them. So that's one of my new policies for 2026. And today is New Year's Day, 2026. You want to get these zip ties nice and tight. If you put the glue on there and let it dry for a couple days, it's going to turn. It's just got to have counterweight. It's not going to turn easily. See, that turns pretty easy, but it doesn't have much counterweight up here at the top yet. But it's going to, as soon as I get finished stuffing it. We want them to be nice and stuffed. I don't like those collapsing bodies. You know, I've seen floppy babies without clothes on, and their bodies aren't even filled out very good. They're just like almost flat. They have all these spaces where, I don't know. I don't like them. I want them to be, you know, they have this cute little butt. You got to fill it out. They got this cute little chest. You got to fill that out too. See, otherwise it droops down like that and it slumps. And then you got this wrinkly stuff there. But if you fill it all out, then it looks a lot better to me. I'm going to have to put some more stuffing in his head because I used his stuffing for his arms and legs. His head stuffing. Yeah, like that. See, now his chest looks normal. And the clothes fit him better, too, when they don't slump. He probably could wear 0 to 3 month clothes. And I got plenty of those. Yeah, he's got to have stuffing in his head. This won't do. He has had plenty time for his magnet to dry. So we're going to get his stuffing back in his head now and get him on this body. This is Ethan. I'll take his pacifier off so you can see him. He's cute. Seeing just his head is not the same as seeing him on a body. He's not dressed, I know that, but he's going to look the same dressed pretty much. That's good and stuffed. I like the head to have a little bit of a squish, but not too much. So we're going to get him on his body now. I like to push that polyfill down so I don't want any of it sticking out. A lady put a thing on, it was on one of the doll groups. What is this? It was a little piece of polyfill sticking out of their neck. It said it's polyfill, just pull it out. You know, when you have the body on the doll, it's not like the polyfill is going to just come all out of the body. Just that one piece that's sticking out is going to break off, and some of his hair's long enough to be down in that zip tie. Got to pull it out. I want to close it up on his hair. There we go, Ethan. See, he sits up nice and everything. Well, he's not sitting up super nice. That's what armatures are for. Some people put them in dolls. They come in different sizes. So if he had an armature, he'd sit up real straight, and his head would be able to move around a little. That lady whose video I watched was just putting a straight armature in her dolls. She didn't put anything in the arms or the legs. She just wanted him not to slump. But look how big he is. He is cute. I'm going to put his legs down a little so he can kind of almost lay down so you can see his whole body. You still can't see him. He's so big. He's so big. Let me move him down a little more. There we go. He's super cute. He looks a lot like Jasmine, and I think he also looks like Jenny. If you've ever seen the Jenny kit, her sleeping kit, he looks like her sleeping kit. I think they're from the same family. I really do. Ethan. I'm now going to put the glue on Michael and let him sit up a while. And I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. I just don't know. I forgot or something. I don't know. 53 minutes putting dolls together and looking at stuff I got in the mail. Here we go. We're going to get, this is Michael's limbs over here. I don't know why I thought they were already done. I picked them up earlier and I go, well, they're not done. I'll have to do those. You can put a generous amount of this glue on here so it'll move really slick. You don't have to be cheap with it because, well, it's very economical to use already. One bottle of glue will do multiple amounts of dolls. I never tested it out to see how many, but it's a lot. Literally pennies per doll. And so, at regular price, a bottle of Eileen's Paper Glaze is about $7.95. So that's $8. You can certainly do way more than 8 dolls, and that's just $1. If you could only do 8 dolls, it would be $1 versus plugs and rings. Well, let's just go with rings. Rings are going to cost you $5. About $1 a ring, depending on the size. Some of them are cheaper, like 89 cents or something. But it's certainly a lot more expensive to use rings. And they're not any better. In fact, I don't like the bulge they put on the doll. It's something you can see when the doll is put together. I could see Neve. I did Neve, and or it might be Nevea. I don't know. Some different people pronounce it different. It's heaven spelled backwards. And anyway, after she, I don't know, was put together, you could see this bulge around the neck. And I go, what in the heck? Oh, it's that ring. I took the doll back apart and took the ring off. You have to cut them off. I could not get it off no kind of way. You have to take your nippers, if you got some nippers like this, and just cut through the ring and get it off. So you can't bake your doll with that on it if you want to touch it up or something, because it will melt. It's not vinyl, it's plastic, and it will melt. And then you'll have a gooey mess. And so I just cut it off. I don't remember why I cut. Oh yeah, I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the bulge it made in the neck. And it was just funny looking. The clothes didn't fit right, and the head looked like it was pooching up too high. I don't know, I didn't like it. And I've only a handful of times even ever had a ring. I never bought them because the person that advised me about making dolls, now they didn't show me or teach me, they just advised me, said you don't need them. So I didn't ever get them. And so there have been times I bought a kit from somebody and they would have rings and they would send them. And 1 or 2 times I tried to use them and they never come out right. So I just quit even trying to use them. I started just throwing them in a box when I got them. And I ended up giving them away to people. You want these rings? Here's a box of rings. You just have to sort through it and find the one you need. And I don't even care about them now. I did order, though. Today is, if you haven't been over to Bountiful Baby today is January the 1st. It's New Year's Day, and they're having a New Year's sale. The entire site is 40% off. And I went over to the beginner kits. You know, they come with that beginner paint set and everything. And I ordered one. I think I ordered Autumn. I've already done an Autumn, and she sold lickety split. She wasn't up 10 minutes, and she sold. I swear somebody snatched her real fast. So I've been wanting to get another one, and they have quite a variety now of those starter paint kits with a kit in them. Normally the paint kit is by itself is $159. They used to be $99. Now they're $159. Can you believe that? But if you order that paint kit, you're going to pay all by itself. Now I don't know what it is on sale right now. I didn't look it up. But if you order it at regular price, it's going to be $159. And the doll kit thrown in is only $199. So that's $40 for the kit. And a lot of those kits now are $70 and $80. So, you know, you're going to want to have a good bargain on that. And then it was 40% off. So it was probably, I think it was $159 with the kit and everything, which is like getting the kit. It's like getting the kit for free because, well, the paint set is like $159 by itself. And it's got quite a bit of stuff in it. I'll read out to you what's in the paint kit so you'll know. It's if you have to look the actual paint kit up though to find out what's in the paint kit, because on the site where the doll comes with the paint kit, they don't tell what's in the paint kit there. They just tell you what doll you're getting. You get the doll and you get a body, and then you get what they call everything you need to make it. It even comes with glass and polyfill. But now the polyfill is going to be a little small bag. It's going to be probably the same size bag that they've been selling for 99 cents with a kit, which is not on sale. Well, it is on sale, 40% off, but they don't have any buy a kit right now and get polyfill for 99 cents. They're not having that right now because they're having that 40% off site-wide. That's anything on their site is 40% off. So it could be a really good buy. I'll look it up in just a minute and tell you what's in that starter kit. It's a good bit of stuff. And you have your choice of the doll kits that they have. They have Aspen and Leaf. They have quite a few little dolls in there. And you just have to be the first one to get them because they're going to go fast when they're on sale. People are snatching now because Bountiful Baby has changed their pricing policies. I'm pretty sure they're going to do this from now on. See, I wondered why they were still selling their doll kits so cheap. You know, sometimes they have them on sale for $19.99, and other sites don't seem to ever put their dolls on sale unless they're trying to discontinue them. And I wondered why Bountiful Baby was doing that. Why don't they wise up? Of course, I didn't say nothing because I like their prices, but I wondered why don't they wise up and just put their kits at the price they want to sell them for and just leave them at that. That's what the rest of the people do, and people buy them plenty. So, you know, so I think they're changing their policies to be that. Okay, I got to put some on his head now. I'm going to take this pacifier off. I hope his fissure closed up in there. I think it did. It's really easy to close up a fissure with some glue. Especially that one was really small, so usually you just drip the glue right in the crack of it and just put something against it so it'll stay together, and it just closes right up. I've done it many times, and you just never know when a doll can get a fissure in it. It's common. It doesn't mean that you have to throw them out or anything. But had I seen it before I rooted him, I didn't see it. I have to say I did not see it before I rooted him. It's a possibility that it was there and I just didn't see it. But when I was pulling his polyfill out just now, I saw it. So it was too late to not root him. I've already rooted him. But sometimes if you try to root a doll that has a fissure in their head, see all the vinyl on the outside is very thin because it's opened up like a crack in the earth or something. And it kind of reminds me of a crack in the earth, really. But it can cause it to go on and open up even more, and even make your needle puncture right through the doll's entire head, and like open up a fissure on the outside of the head too. But if it's superficial and it's on the inside, it's real easy to glue. What I call superficial is you can put some glue on it and it'll hold together easily. Now they do have that vinyl putty. I've never found an instance, I have a jar of it, but I've never found an instance where I thought I could use vinyl putty instead of super glue because it's super hard to use, let's put it that way. You have to be able to hold that crack closed or it just opens right back up. It's way easier with super glue because super glue doesn't have to be baked. That vinyl putty has to be baked to become hard like the vinyl on the doll is. And you bake it similar to baking sealer. And okay, I'm going to look that up now. I want to tell you what's in that starter kit that you can get with that. I'll tell you which dolls you can get too. Let's see, Bountiful Baby. Okay. The beginner, they call them beginner kits. They have kit bundles, which is just a kit and a body and plugs and rings. That's all you get in that one. And they're pretty high. But the beginner kits, I know they're high, but the thing is you get a lot in them. I've been wanting to get one. There's some things in that little beginner kit that I'd like to have. Well, what do I do? Turn it off? Okay, let's see. Here's the beginner kits you can get. Kimmy, Elsie, and Kimber, they're artist kits. Realborn Rebecca, Realborn Carol, Liam is a Jewel, and Juliet, Lexi are artist kits. Stephen, oh yeah, they're $119. That's what I paid for it, $119. That's way cheaper than $159, isn't it? Realborn Stephen, then Rose and Wendy are artist kits. Wendy is super good looking for an artist kit. Sylvia, Martin, they're Realborns. Aspen, Evelyn, Alyssa, Sylvia Awake, Katie sleeping. Autumn, that's the one I got. Charlie, little Charlie, the 19-inch Charlie. Felicity sleeping. Lavender, Priscilla, these are all Marnie and Leaf. They're all those are real borns. Now you can get any of those in one of these kits. Now I'm going to look up the just the starter kit. Starter kit painting. Here it is. This is what's in the newborn supply beginner starter kit. It tells you in here. You get a 24 page full color downloadable. It's a printed copy of their downloadable one. It's how to use the paint with the paint by number system. All it is they tell you the order to use them in. There's numbers on the jars, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. And you just use them in that order. 4 1-pound bags of clear glass beads. Denise Pratt's DVD, which is totally no good. I can tell you that right now. Custom heat set, 8 set custom heat set paints. Now they're going to have some colors in there you're not going to want to use. They're going to have 08 instead of 05. And they're going to have lip nail blush instead of the Pyro red that I use. They're going to have a 10 well paint palette and a hair cutting and styling comb razor. Half an ounce of Gemini thinning medium. That's this size right here. It's thinning medium. It's not thinner. It'll be nice. You'll like that. A little small. It's this size. Well, if I can find one. Of the color Creases. It doesn't come in the kit. In the 8 paint set, it's called Creases. I don't like it. It's a purpley red color. Gem Tack glue. It's a little bottle of glue. It's also made by Eileen, I think. And then you get a bottle of Eileen's paper glaze. You get a set of these hemostats. You get the 8-inch ones. I think these are the 10-inch ones. I'm not sure. You get 24 cosmetic wedges. You get 1 pair of knee highs. It doesn't say they're going to be the white socks, though it's probably real stockings. You get the 5 brush set. You get this. You get the micro rooting tool, 5 pre-cut needles. You no choice. They'll either send you $44.90 or $44.92. I don't know what the difference is in those. That's the order number. 5 swabs. Oh, big fat crappy deal. 5 swabs. Okay, you get one pair of eyelashes. No choice on color. 1/4 of an ounce of hair. Also no choice on the color. You cannot root a doll with 1/4 of an ounce unless you're giving them very sparse hair. 4 ounces of angel silk. That's the one that was 99 cents. And you get a Technique test limb. And which one you get is according to availability. Here's where the DVD, in the DVD, Denise Pratt uses Mona Lisa thinner for thinning paints. I didn't see that they had thinner in here. They said thinning medium. I didn't see thinner. I must have missed it. I don't see it. It says here, instead of Mona Lisa, they use the Gemini, which is fine too. The DVD uses Genesis Air Dry Gloss Varnish, which is no longer available, so that they substitute Eileen's paper glaze. Then they have a warning about mohair, and what that warning is if it's anything but blonde, you got to wash it out. You just take the whole bundle and rinse it under cold water until no more color comes out of it. Anyway, this is the set of paints you get right here in your kit. It'll be matte one little thing of matte varnish, vein blue, nail tip, eyelid purple, brow brown, lip nail blush, warm blush, and baby skin. It's not even 08, it's going to be baby skin. So that's the paints you get, which I do not recommend using. I don't use brow brown for anything. I don't even use it. So in my little kit, I'll be putting that in something to give away. I won't be keeping that. In fact, I may not keep any of that little starter set because I don't need it. That little 8 set of paints, I won't need any of that. I have my own paint colors that I like. And there'll be various other things in there I don't want to, so I'll be giving them away. Here's some links. One is, you click there, you can see all the Gemini heat set colors. And another one is about the heat set paint line. Another one is the paint by number instruction manual. Somewhere in here there's a link where you can watch Denise's video. But if you order that set, you're going to get her video anyway. I'm going to be giving that video away because I think it's junk. They show it from an angle. You can't see really what she's doing. She hardly talks in the video, and I think it's a really, really old video with older techniques that people don't use really anymore. And I don't think it's valuable. It's not something that you're going to want to use all the time. Possibly that paint by number video might be, I don't know where it is. I just know that when I was looking through some things on Bountiful Baby, I saw a link and I clicked on it and you can watch the video. It's somewhere in there. I just can't find it. I don't know where it is. But anyway, that's what you get in that little starter kit. So if you're wanting one, this is a good time to get it because it's $119 instead of $199. That's $80 off. That's significant savings. So think about it if you want it. I mean, it's not something you need really so much as there might be some things in there you don't have that you want. And it's cheaper than buying all those individual items, probably. I don't know. I really don't know. But I bought one. Let's put it that way. Oh, my goodness, that scared me. Sometimes those eBay noises scare me. People, I just put Canon on sale, half price, and so somebody just messaged me, what's your lowest? Like, okay, half price, half off isn't enough for me. Give me something lower. People are just greedy. I don't know. They don't want to. I mean, he's only $150, and they want to know what your lowest is. And then you send them an offer, and then they don't respond, and that doll's tied up for 4 days. Bountiful Baby gives them 4 days to decide if they want to take your offer. And the whole time they're tied up. You can't make any changes to their listing or change, if you want to put them on a different sale or take them off of a sale or pretty much anything you want to do to them, you got to wait for that 4 days to pass. So, I don't know. Most people are very rude. They don't even let you know if they want them. There we go. Let's see if she responds to that. I just sent her a message instead of sending her an offer to see if she's going to say she wants it. Sometimes people go, yeah, I want it, but it's going to be 3 days from now. Like this one lady was going to buy Evelyn, I think. And she said, oh, I want that doll real bad. Okay, so I sent her an offer. Then she came back with, oh, I can't buy her for 3 or 4 days because I bought a doll already and the sale got canceled and I'm waiting for my refund. Oh, well, why did you want to? She wanted me to put, everybody wants you to put it on hold. And 99% of people who you put a doll on hold for never come back and get the doll. Oh, and they don't even tell you they're not going to get it. And sometimes they block you from being able to message them. All really rude. They should go, you know, something came up and I can't get the doll after all, but thank you so much. You can take them off, or they could decline your offer or something so that you can go on and try to do something else, you know, but they don't do that. So it's not a good idea to give sales, offers, or any sort of discounts or hold dolls in any way. It's not a good idea. You're missing lots of opportunities to sell it by holding it. But it's up to you if you want to do it. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here and try to do something for a little while his glue's drying. Well, I have to wait 2 or 3 days. I'm not putting him together for 2 or 3 days. I've had bodies stick to the glue before, and it looked dry. The thing is, it's not cured. You need to wait 2 to 3 days. It wouldn't be too long to wait a week. I usually wait till Monday, and that's usually the day I put dolls together, but sometimes I do it in the middle of the week. Today's the middle of the week. I think it's Thursday. I'm not sure. But anyway, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And happy reborning.